Hi friends, it's Maria. I wanted to share with you two new journals that I made. It's an Amity Bloom kit called Love Letters. And I also have a third with Amity Bloom's Hankie digital download. So I'm going to first go through the Love Letters. And they have Sorry Silk. They have 200 pages. It has a beautiful pink, like upholstery binding. And let's get into this one. I'll show you them. This one has a little darker, but still pink. We'll do this one first. On the front, I used one of the papers from the kit. And I put a little collage label on the front. Okay, so let's get into it. So in the kit, there are these beautiful little envelopes, which I glued them to tea-dyed paper so that I can actually use them as a pocket. If you want, I could show you how to do that. And I used a lot of her digitals in this. So these are both from the Love Letters kit, and you'll see as we go through. So this is also from the Love Letters. They're beautiful pictures. It's a little dictionary page. And I did some embossing on some avocado dyed paper. This is a digital doily and a little grid paper. This is a little pocket with some of Amity Bloom's tags in there. And I printed some of them small so I could put them in as smaller pages. Some grid paper. And this is the center. So there are 5 signatures in here. And this is the first. So these are the backs of the papers that you just saw. And then this starts the second. So I didn't put pockets really throughout, except for I folded this paper up and made it a pocket. But otherwise, I didn't do much embellishing on this except for at the beginning of each signature. So this is a little pocket, and I put some little handmade tags, and this is just some scraps that I put together. And then this is more of Amity Bloom's beautiful papers. And this is also embossed avocado paper. And these are both Amity Bloom digitals. I've been binge watching her, and she's so adorable. She's just the cutest thing. And, I just love the colors in her digitals. They're just so muted and beautiful. I can't help myself. So this is Amity Bloom, as is this. And the doilies, I forget who I got them from. I think Roxy. There's some embossed paper. I painted on the dictionary pages so that you can write on them and have a little layered effect. So here's the end of this signature, beginning of the next signature, and I just put a little piece of fabric on this with staples. This is one of Amity Bloom's. Oh no, this is Ruby and Pearl. And there's a big tag in the back. And these are the sweetest pages that she has. You're going to love it. I did some more embossing on that one. So, some tags, the smaller page. So each signature is very similar. So I'm just going to go through it pretty quick. I mean, I did use different papers throughout, but, you know, same pattern. This was from one of Amity Bloom's. I took her Artist in Bloom kit class online, and that was a digital download freebie from that class, which I highly recommend. It was such a fun class. I'm actually working on another journal of Amity Bloom digitals. These are so pretty. With her handkerchief pattern. I'm making an Artist in Bloom journal with that, because I have hankies that I've collected, and they just look so nice with the kit. This is just a page that I folded up, and you can write on. So, hope everyone is doing great. As I said in my last video when I showed my Christmas journals, oh, this was one of hers too. You could put that like on the side as like a little tuck if you wanted to. So I fussy cut that and put it in here. My dad moved in with us. He broke his hip, so he's living with us now. And it's really hard for me to, like, I do make journals and, you know, I do all the busy work. And this is a big belly band over here. I just love that. But it's hard for me to film. So I have been posting some of my journals without filming them first, which I usually film them all just for myself so that I can remember what, you know, how I did each one or what was in each one. But, you know, take a look at my YouTube channel to see what else is new in the shop. There's some cute little tags in there. But I loved the Christmas journals I made, so if you haven't seen those, take a look at my shop. That was the last video that I posted. And there's a big tag in the back here. Let's put one of her little quotes here. And that's the back. So that is one. I will post them separate, you know, so if there's a certain one you wanted, you could look for the labels a little different, but the covers are the same. And the binding is different. So that's the label on this one. So let's get into this one. This one I'm just going to run through pretty quick because, I mean, they're very similar. Yeah, so we've been still making journals. I just haven't been filming. So I really hope you take a look. And I am trying to grow my channel. So if you could just... if you like what you see, if you could just make sure you press the like button, I would really appreciate it. And it helps my videos get around. Oh, on this one I did put little, you know what, I'll do that in the other one also. I put little flowers on the center strings. I'll do that on the other one as soon as I finish this video. This is a little pocket and a little tag. The tag is just one of her wallpaper kits that I cut up and made tags out of. This is that doily. So in this one, instead of avocado, I just have tea-stained papers. I'll point it out if I find an avocado, but so that's another difference. This is a little pocket. This one has... I put them an up tuck on this one. Makes it more level when you're leaning on it. Some pockets on the top, some on the bottom. And again, tucks up top. So I really enjoyed making these. I just think her digitals are so beautiful. All right, so I'm going to just quick race through this one. Again, very similar, and it looks like I only used tea stained in this one. The other one has the avocado stained. So that is a difference, if that matters to you. Yeah, that's tea stained. And this little side tuck here, some tags. But otherwise, kind of the same types of papers in each signature. That's so cute. I like the little, has a little lace, a little tag, and a little dangle. Okay, so that is that. There's another one of those little envelopes, little handmade tag, and then a big tag in the back. And last signature. Again, the same types of papers. I'm just going to run through it quick so you could see little tags there. There's the center. And there's some more little tags, another little tag down there. And this is the back. Big tag in the back. And these are also from, this one's from her Love Letters kit. And this is a handmade tag that I made. And there's the envelope. All right, so those are the Love Letters journals. I'm going to set those aside. And the Hankie journal is here. So this is actually a hanky that I had gotten at a not a thrift store, but like an antique shop. And I have a few of them, and they're so pretty. So I layered that up there. The back has, this is from her kit, the Hankie kit. And if you see, I just did, the binding is just a ribbon that's going through those two. And it's tied with a bow. But you don't have to untie the bow. It's just like a little doorknob that it hooks onto. Okay? And then if you open it up, I used a vintage napkin. And when I put the hanky on, I cut the top and bottom off, and I used them on the front and back pockets. So it's like a tuck in the front and back. With a little dangle with a vintage button. I put some ribbon there, and just some pages that you can write on. So these are her Hankie papers. I love all her stuff. I said it before, I'll say it again. They're just so pretty. I did a little embellishing on a lot of the pages. I may have embellished these a little more than the others. This one has some music paper and a bunch of tags in here. I used like the scraps, and I just made a little embellishing on some of the pages. So this one is, these are some Amity Bloom tags from one of her kits. Cute little ribbon on that. That's from her vintage hanky. Oh no, this is another one of her kits. This is her digital vintage doilies kit, something like that. And I just folded it over with a paper clip, so you can use that. This is some Italian, what do they call that paper? I don't know, it'll come to me. Vintage book page. Some tracing paper, vintage doily, like a digital doily. This is from her doilies kit. This is also from her vintage doilies kit, and I just put 2 of her little tags in there. Made a tuck spot out of it. So aren't they pretty? I love this kit. So pretty. And I can't remember what they call that, but I got it from Roxy Creations. This is her vintage borders, or one of her border kits, and I use them on a lot of the pages. This is a little tuck spot, and I just folded up one of her wallpapers and put that in there. This is a little floating pocket that has one of her quotes, and I made it out of a book page, and I just stuck one of her tags in there. This is her vintage doilies, I think. Pretty sure. I know I bought another kit with it, so I may have mixed them. Here, this is one of her flowers that I used as a little tuck. And then this is the page that's a pocket, and there's some ephemera in there. This is just a little belly band of embossed paper. Can you see the embossing? And I put a little tag there. This is a genuine invoice that I got got a whole bunch of them from an antique shop. Here's some more of that Italian paper. This is the Hankie kit. And this is a little tuck here, another tuck here. This is the Hankie kit. And 2 little tags there. So pretty. I just love her stuff. That's one of her borders. That's from one of her kits also. Yeah, this is another one of her kits, and I don't really remember the name of it, but if you look in her shop, you'll see it. They might be like diary pages or something like that. I forget. Here's another one of those little florals that you could use as a pocket or a tuck. And there's a tag in there. So this is actual vintage music paper, and it was so fragile that I had to reinforce it with washi tape. So you'll see that those are reinforced everywhere. So it's nice and sturdy. And this is the back of the journal, little tuck spot from her. And oh, it's not the back. We still have another signature. But take a look through her digitals, and you'll see where most of these came from. This is one of her tags, and this is one of her doilies that I just folded. You could use it as a little writing spot, or you could place it somewhere as a pocket. Yeah, it was a blank pages kit that she had. Can't remember the name of it, but all Amity Bloom. There's a bunch of little tags down here. Old book page. Look how pretty. Little tuck there. Oh, still another signature. Yeah, these books get so big. This has a little dangle with some fabric on it. Oh, this is just a little, I put that there to hold this. This is, when I glued it, it needed to be held, so a little daisy on there for a tab. So you can see the washi holding this together. There's her, might be scrapbook. Papers. Yeah, most of these digitals are from her though. So if you just take a look around, you'll see. This one I just put like a little dangle on. And it's, I used a brad to hold it. I have these little jewel brads. So I thought that was cute. And a little piece of paper folded up that you could write on. And this is the back with the actual vintage hanky. I sewed it onto a napkin. There's a little vintage button with some fibers, some lace, and it's a tuck, so you could just put little tags back there. And then to close it, you just take the ribbon and hook it onto the doorknob. And that's the hanky one. So I will get these up in my shop today, and I hope everyone's having a great day, and I hope to see you all soon. Bye.